Jesus generated front-page stories in hundreds of newspapers across the nation, cover features by the three major weekly news magazines, and primetime specials on several television networks. That year's best-selling novel, The Da Vinci Code, still on the New York Times bestseller list, also has Jesus as its center. Its attention-getting hook is the possible discovery of evidence that Jesus and Mary Magdalene were lovers and had a child together. The novel spawned magazine stories and television shows about what we can know or guess about Mary of Magdala, the most important of Jesus' women followers. It also created strong interest in early Christian writings that did not make it into the New Testament. The sales record of a very different genre of fiction, the Left Behind novels, provides another illustration of an abiding fascination with Jesus. Set in the near future and claiming to be based on biblical prophecy, these novels tell the story of events leading up to the second coming of Jesus. All 12 have been on the New York Times best-selling list, fiction. By 2004, the series had sold over 65 million copies. A year earlier, in 2003, two books about Jesus in the history of the United States were published, Jesus in America and American Jesus. Each chronicles the remarkable resilience of Jesus in American culture, as well as the diverse ways in which he has been seen from the beginning of European settlement to the present. All of this should strike us as extraordinary. Almost 2,000 years after his death, Jesus continues to be front-page news in the United States. It is not so in other countries of the historically Christian world. Colleagues in Britain and Europe are amazed by our preoccupation with Jesus. We are indeed Christ-haunted. The primary reason, of course, is the high percentage of Americans who affirm Christianity, higher than in any other country. According to a recent poll, over 80% of Americans identify themselves as Christian, well over 200 million people. According to another poll, 84% agree with the statement, Jesus is the Son of God. These numbers are remarkable. They also seem too high, for they are significantly greater than the number of people who participate in the life of a church. Only about half as many do. But even this lower figure amounts to over 100 million. Jesus matters to a whole lot of people. Yet Christians in the United States today are deeply divided about what it means to follow him. Many followers of Jesus oppose evolution and defend the literal factual truth of the Bible's stories of creation. Yet followers of Jesus were the first to reconcile evolution with the Bible by understanding the Genesis story symbolically and not literally. Followers of Jesus are among the strongest supporters of our nation's invasion and continuing occupation of Iraq. Followers of Jesus are among its strongest critics. Followers of Jesus are among the strongest opponents of gay marriage. Followers of Jesus are among its strongest advocates. Followers of Jesus are among the strongest supporters of an economic and tax policy that benefits especially the wealthy and powerful. Followers of Jesus are among its most vocal critics on the biblical grounds that such a policy betrays God's passion for economic justice for the poor. Examples could be multiplied, but these illustrate sharp disagreements among American Christians about what it means to take Jesus seriously. Our culture wars are to a considerable extent Jesus wars. Telling the story of Jesus. I have a memory from childhood of singing hymns about telling the story of Jesus. Tell me the story of Jesus, write on my heart every word. Tell me the story most precious, sweetest that ever was heard. Another one is even more familiar. I love to tell the story of unseen things above, of Jesus and his glory, of Jesus and his love. What I sang, I believed. For me as a child, the story of Jesus was the most important story in the world. The conviction has remained with me. But as I have grown older, I have realized there is an equally important issue: how we tell the story of Jesus. There are many ways of telling his story, and how we tell it matters crucially. To say the obvious, this is because of Jesus' extraordinary significance for Christians. In the testimony of his early followers in the New Testament, he is spoken of in the most exalted terms imaginable.